Hi and welcome to Low Carb About. I'm Ludmilla and today we are going to make this elegant chocolate soufflé. It is the perfect dessert for your low carb Valentine's Day or really any special night. And you will be surprised at how easy it is to make. It's really a foolproof recipe, completely flour-free and nut-free. So let's get baking. I will start off by preparing my ramekins. I'm using 3 4-ounce ceramic ramekins. I'm greasing them with butter and I'm also coating the inside with granular erythritol. This will actually give the batter some grip and help with the rising, so don't skip this step. To coat the ramekins, I'm turning them to coat the sides and then I tap out the excess erythritol. At this point, I'm also turning on my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Basically, I want everything to be ready to go for my soufflé. Now we can separate our 2 large eggs into whites and yolks. Place your egg whites in a large grease-free bowl. This recipe makes about 12 ounces of soufflé batter. So that's enough for 3 4-ounce ramekins, or you could also use 2 6-ounce ramekins. Once your eggs are separated, whisk up your yolks and set them aside. We will use them in a few minutes for our chocolate mixture. So for this chocolate mixture, we will first melt 2 tablespoons of butter in either a small or medium saucepan. We don't want the butter to burn, so just melt it over low heat. Once the butter is melted, turn off the heat and now we can add our chocolate. You will need 2 ounces of either chocolate chips or chopped chocolate. I'm using sugar-free dark chocolate chips by Bake Believe, which is a brand I get from Costco. You could also use Lily's. This chocolate is sweetened with erythritol and stevia. If you can't find sweetened sugar-free chocolate, you could also use 95 or 90% chocolate, but do keep in mind that this will add some more sugar to this recipe. Stir the chocolate into your butter until it's completely melted. Now we can add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract and our egg yolks to this mixture. I'm using a whisk to combine all the ingredients well. If you enjoy experimenting with flavors, you could also add orange extract or peppermint extract to make a chocolate peppermint or chocolate orange soufflé. Just be careful not to add too much extract as it can be quite overpowering. Now we can set this aside and turn to our egg whites. With a pinch of salt, I'm going to beat the egg whites until they look frothy. This should only take about a minute. Make sure you use clean and grease-free equipment for the egg whites. To stabilize the egg whites, I will add a dash of cream of tartar. You could also use another acid like lemon juice or white vinegar. For my sweetener, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of granular erythritol. Basically, we're making a meringue, so I'll be beating the egg whites until they look glossy and have firm peaks. In a soufflé, it's the beaten egg whites that give the dish all this air. By beating the whites, we trap the air in the mixture, which later expands during baking and gives the soufflé its famous cloud-like rising. That's why we don't need any baking soda or baking powder for our soufflé. Now we can combine our 2 mixtures. First, I'm folding in about 1/3 of the egg white mixture into the chocolate mixture just to lighten it up. I'm using a rubber spatula, which allows me to fold in the egg whites instead of stirring or whisking them in, and this keeps as many of the air bubbles intact as possible. Once I folded in my first third of the egg whites, I'm going to scrape out the chocolate mixture into my egg whites. And now I can fold in the remaining egg whites. If you were using a larger saucepan than I was, you could easily add all the egg whites into that chocolate mixture, but since my saucepan is so small, I had to add it to the egg whites. So I'm just going to fold and scrape until I don't see any more white streaks. So if you make this soufflé with 3 ramekins like I am, each soufflé would have about 2 net carbs. With 2 larger ramekins, each soufflé would have about 3 net carbs. So this is my soufflé batter, and it's ready now for me to divide between my 3 individual ramekins. I'm just pouring it in, but you could also use a large spoon or an ice cream scoop to divide the batter. You will fill each ramekins until nearly to the top. Now I'm just smoothing out the top, and to achieve a higher rise, I'm just running my thumb inside the rim at the top, which creates a little border or a little gap. You can also use a butter knife to make this border, either way. It's an optional step, but it really does improve the rise, and it just makes for a more even rise that's typical for a soufflé. Place your ramekins into your hot oven and right away turn down the temperature to 375 degrees. You want to bake them for about 13 to 15 minutes until the top is risen. Don't open the oven door before the 13-minute mark. Your soufflé will come out with a beautiful puffed up top. Serve it still warm, as it will deflate as it cools down. I'm serving my soufflés with powdered erythritol and sweetened whipped cream. You can also enjoy them with fresh berries and ice cream, like with my easy keto vanilla ice cream. The inside will melt in your mouth with its fluffy chocolate center. It's almost like a chocolate mousse. It's such an elegant dessert. It's really perfect for a date night or for any special occasion. And yet it's so easy to make, so don't be intimidated by the word soufflé anymore. I hope you enjoyed this recipe video. As always, you can find the link to the recipe in the description below. Don't forget to let me know what you think. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.